everyone, it's me again. I'm Lena and I'm from the Healthcare Landscape Group. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my main video, which is on the detailed plan formats. Now, during this week, our requirements of doing the work is for our main work, we can do the writing or the video, and we don't have to do the second DE because the second DE and the main work are one. And yeah, that is our requirements for this week, and we're going to talk about the detailed plan formats. Basically, what we're going to do is that we need to send in the format for our first DE, second DE, third DE, and our main video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about exactly that. Specifically, I'm going to talk about the time limits for each of the works, the requirements for them, and the key reminders for each of these works. Starting first with the first DE, the weekly progress, which is the daily edition 1. Now, for the first daily edition, my time limit that I set for myself is 30 minutes. Now, what will I do in that 30 minutes? So I will spend 15 minutes doing writing out what I need to do, and then 15 minutes preparing, and 5 minutes making and recording the video. During the 5 minutes left, that is for what I will be preparing up the camera, doing the board, or whatever. So it's 30 minutes, that is the maximum time. I can do it in 20 minutes if I like, but it needs to be under 30 minutes or 30 minutes. And the requirements, what are requirements? Well, the first requirement is applying the DE1 format. What is the DE1 format? Well, the DE1 format consists of the challenges, what have I learned, the goals, the discussion in the meeting, the works, etc. Basically, what we're going to talk about in our first DE, our usual format for our first DE. And the second requirement is it must be honest and it must be clear and concise. And there's not much complicated things in there. We just have a mini meeting report. It's like a meeting report in video form. And personally, for myself, I said this for myself, the challenges must be different from the goals. Now, what are the challenges? Well, the challenges are what challenge, obstacle we faced, not our goal. Because from that challenges, we will do our goals, we will make our goals, and our goals, we depend on them to achieve and overcome those challenges. So the challenges must be specific and different from the goals. That is for my personal goal requirement for DE1. The second DE, the second daily edition, is about the writing. Now, for the writing, generally, the general format is firstly, the topic must be important and must be related to the main video. Now, for the main work is part of the second DE is part of the main work. So it supports the main work in some way or another. So therefore, it must be related somehow to the main work. So it must be important and it must be crucial to support something, some main idea in the main work. Some requirements are, firstly, I must apply the IELTS style writing. It could be band 7, band 8, or band 9. It must be above band 7 or band 7. That is the first requirement. The second requirement is it must contain a wide variety of advanced words, like the words that we might usually, the words that will help us to expand our vocabulary range. Then the third requirement is it will have it will have 3 main ideas. Only 3 main ideas. And yeah, that is the requirement. Only 3 main ideas, and that is all. The second DE, nothing more. That is 3 main ideas, and 3 main ideas, or 2 main, or 1 main idea. Depends. Now, the time limit is 1 hour. what will I do in in that 1 hour? For the first 20 minutes, I will be preparing the ideas, like searching on the internet or brainstorming about what I'm going to talk about or write about in my second DE. And then for the 30 minutes, I will be writing and drafting, and then for the last 10 minutes, I'll be editing what I have written in there. That is for my second DE. My third DE, which is about the math DE for every week, my general format from the third DE is firstly emphasize the properties and the skills required for that video. For example, for each part, after I finish each part or along the way, I've said for myself that I will be required to talk about what skills or properties are essential for doing that topic. What properties have we learned, and to apply into that problem. And it's not only about solving, but we need to explain more. We need to we need to explain the steps why we have this, and this will lead us to the final answer. And then the third DE will also be 1 hour, which is for the 45 minutes. I will be figuring out the problems, writing them on my notes, and then writing on the paper, and then send it in, take a picture of it, and then I will set up as well for that 45 minutes. Firstly, I will do the problems and then write them down on the notes to make it clear, everyone can see it, and set up for the camera and write some things on the board as well. That is for the first 45 minutes. The 15 minutes left, I will be making the video, and that is for the 1 hour limit. There will be 90 seconds per problem and nothing more. So after I will done with the first problem, but I still haven't figured out. And after 90 seconds, then I will need to move on to the second problem, and it goes on like that. The third requirement is explain why we're currently on this topic. Now, to illustrate this, let's take for example, I am on the topic of exponents. Let's say exponents part 4. And that is our current topic for the exponents for this math topic. And in my third DE, I'll be required to talk about why I am currently on this topic of exponents, why we have come to this, and why are we continuing with this topic, for example. And then the last requirement is use mathematical language. Now, what I mean here is I must use the professional language that mathematicians and the correct way to say those terms. For example, I will not say, for example, this here or that here. No, that is not the correct that is not the correct way or strategy to say the correct term. For example, these are parentheses. I must know the terms for this, or commas, or periods, or colons. Some signs like that. Punctuations, some signs, the different ways of saying the subtraction, addition, multiplication, and division. And that is for the mathematical language. That's all for my third E. Finally, moving on to the last part, the main video. Well, the main video must contain the main ideas, which will be clear and concise. It will also need to have examples, if possible, and supporting ideas, of course. The time limit will be 1 hour. For the first 30 minutes, I'll be finding ideas and making my mind map. For the 10 ideas, I'll be preparing the board and setting everything up. And for the 20 minutes, I'll be doing the video, uploading it in, and send it to Drive, and uploading it to YouTube and save it there. Making the mind map. For my main video, for every week, we will need to make a mind map or some kind of outline that will help us to do the work. And then I will need to look up when I'm speaking, face the camera, the audience, not sticking my eyes to the board, like looking at the board and speaking, reading everything out loud. No, it's not the correct way to do it. What I will need to do is that I will need to glance at the board. I will just have to glance at the board, look at the ideas, and then face the camera, and then talk about that idea. Explain why we are on this topic. Just explain the idea and main idea. That is all for the detailed plan formats for my 4 main works. The first DE, second DE, third DE, and then the main works. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you for listening to my video. Hope to see you again in the next video or next meeting. Goodbye, see you later.